Greetings and salutations, honey. Welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, we are going to be doing the final primer for the Battle of the Primers. And this is the one that I've been looking forward to the most. It is Miss Tatcha's liquid primer, honey. Now, as I said in the previous videos, I've gotten samples of this before the quarantine, before the lockdown, honey. And so I have a good old sample of it that I've been sitting on, waiting to try. So I'm super excited. I have the bomb, and so we're gonna try the liquid today. So if you are wanting to see what is the business and the tea with that, well, honey, you just keep on watching. All right, now she is waking up. It is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and she is, you know, waking up to the sun. So, you know, in lockdown, honey, we don't have any time. What's time? Time's a construct, honey. So we don't know what that is. So here I am waking up, having had a good old breakfast with some sausage and eggs and butter toast, baby, and some coffee in my good old Disney princess mug, honey. So, you know, she's feeling her morning fantasy at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's that. So I hope I can put a smile on your face. I know things have been kind of crazy and hard out there, but it's gonna get worse before it gets better, guys. So we are going to just for a moment just have a little fun, and for those who like a good old laugh and like a kiki and all that mess, baby, well, this is what we're gonna do today. So as you can already see, she put on a good old eye look, honey. She wanted you to know that she was a woman full of drama and splendor, okay? So she did like a little cat eye moment, okay? So that's what I've got on. I've got this high whore drag eye look on. And so we're gonna just do my face, and we are going to be trying the Tatcha primer. Woo! So I'm opening it up for the first time since I got the sample, and let's see. Ooh. Very liquidy, wet in a good way, you know. Texture is nice, pretty. It smells good. But you know, like I do in all my other videos, I do like to read the facts, honey, and read some stuff about it. So where's my iPad? Let me grab my iPad and I'll be right back. So first of all, for 1 ounce of the product in a beautiful bottle, it's like the purple packaging, very, you know, insert picture here, very Tatcha, nothing different there. So it's oil-free liquid primer, protects skin from pollutants and makeup while helping your look go on better and last longer. So for all skin types, skincare concerns, pores, redness, dullness, uneven texture, and it has thin, ooh, excuse me, she's a burpy baby, honey. Okay, so it says the ingredient callouts. First of all, it's considered a clean at Sephora product, so it's free of 50 different types of ingredients that are not known to be super clean, including sulfates and parabens and phthalates and more. So you can go to Sephora's ingredient lab and look that up, but it's a clean at Sephora, and it has, so the highlighted ingredient is thin layers of silk, fibroin, sericin, and silk powder, diminishes the looks of pores, fine lines, and imperfections for the perfect canvas before makeup. The product is cruelty-free. What else you need to know? Special blend of botanical extracts. That's it. So there doesn't seem to be anything else. Now, not surprisingly, this has over 1,000 reviews and it has 4.5 stars. So yeah, this is not surprising. I honestly feel like this primer is gonna be like the business, because I have the Solid Balm. The Solid Balm, it's nice and it's smoothing, but I don't really like to put it all over my face. I really just like to focus it really kind of like in the nose and like cheek area where I have like a lot of pores, and I like to use it for like helping to smooth out my smile lines, but I don't really like to put it here. And yeah, I just kind of, it's a great primer, but it's not my everyday primer, so I'm hoping this might be a little bit different. So it's really nice. it has like that signature Tatcha scent in there, which is really light, really pretty, really nice. So nothing special. So like I said, skincare is already on. Ooh, it feels nice. Very nice on the skin. Skincare is already on. I did my eye makeup already. So, you know, we're just gonna go right on in there, honey. And, you know, I just want to take this moment to remind you all to continue to keep doing your part in this lockdown. And, you know, for those of you who are struggling out there, my heart and thoughts go with you. You know, I used to be in food service. I've worked retail before. You know, a lot of these industries that are really hurting or have struggled. You know, I also worked in beauty before too. So, you know, there's certain industries that are getting a little bit more beat up than others during this hard time, and certain industries, like, you know, are not bothered. Obviously, like technology and like energy, but you know, it's still really hard on a lot of people's, not just financially for a lot of people, but it's also very hard for a lot of people, whether or not they're struggling financially. It's just hard on people for their mental health. And I read something on LinkedIn that said that the usage of like telehealth, like counseling, like mental health counseling, and the use of like apps that are meant for like meditation, managing anxiety, yoga, like wellness and mental health apps have like gone up, like quadrupled. And a lot of people are trying to find ways to like manage their anxiety, manage their depression, and manage their mental health. So there's more of a focus on mental health now, which, you know, it's good. It's very, very good. And so, you know, there are some silver linings. It's always good to try and find some type of silver lining, to find the good even in the bad. You know, like the highlight of you know, my week is like if I go outside to like go send something in the mail, or like go pick up the mail, or like I have to go grab food and make like a run, and hopefully I'll find toilet paper or Lysol, which, you know, even though I'm good with toilet paper, I'm always keeping an eye out because it's such a luxury item now. Like, who knew that you were gonna be pooping so much in lockdown? Like, girl, what is going on with that GI tract, baby? What's going on, honey? What is going on with your bacteria gut inside of you? You need to figure that out. Because if you are pooping all over the place, baby, that's something else that you need to go to the doctor for. You need to regulate that. That's not normal, okay? Now, I'm also saying this without the intention that there are actual people with actual issues. And to those people, handle your business. But to the other people who know that they don't have that, you need to stop. You need to stop hoarding all this toilet paper. For what? For nothing. And then buying baby wipes too, which it sucks because it's like you don't have anything. So then it's like, okay, I have to get wet wipes. But you're getting wet wipes only because there's no toilet paper. Mind you, for the babies and the infants and those who are incontinent, and those are for people who actually need those wet wipes to manage their personal needs, they're struggling to get that. And that's not okay. I don't want a little baby to go without some wet wipes. That's not it. Gotta have people finding alternative ways now to like manage the care of their infant, their child, or anyone else. I mean, it's crazy. All over some toilet paper. And I wish the people who had started this would not do that. So, ooh. Okay. We're having issues. So, I know there's some foundation right here. But right here, it's almost like my beauty blender has picked up a lot of the actual primer because it's all like chunky looking. Can you guys see that? It's like not at all good. And in certain areas, it's like I can see in certain areas of my skin, like right here, the primer has like, and the foundation have ripped apart. And certain areas of the skin look smooth, but certain areas do not. And it's balling up here on my neck. Okay. My skin must be really dry, so let's stop the video. I'm gonna wipe my face down and put some moisture on this face, and I'm gonna clean my beauty blender, and we're gonna try this again. I think because my skin is really dry, it's like grabbing on, and when I do the balm, even if my skin feels dry, because it has that oil, it still feels a little bit slick. I've never seen this before with the balm version, so this is new to me, where I literally see chunks of primer and foundation just caked on, and there's just like whole areas where it's like I've been blending and it like ripped off the foundation and like primer, and it's like all patchy. So it's definitely not it. I mean, this area is fine, but this area right here is like super, super patchy. And right around here, it's already starting to break apart. And my forehead just looks super dry. Okay, so we're gonna stop and I'll be back with, okay guys, I'm back. I used an oil, I slicked everything off. And then I put my normal daytime moisturizer from Carez. Like I feel moisture back in there. Let me read the directions. This is how to use. Apply 1 pump to skin with fingers or a flat brush after your SPF before any makeup. Can be used alone or with makeup. Suitable for use on face and eyes. Okay. Based off of that reaction and how drying that was to my skin, I don't know how I'd feel about putting that on my eyes. Maybe on my lid, but not under, baby. It says to just use 1 pump, so this is about 1 pump. So let's just dot, and maybe instead of, I'm gonna just pat it into the skin. Okay. I'm gonna insert a picture of this product from Becca. It's called the Evermatte Primed and Poreless. I believe that's what it's called, but I know it's Evermatte, and it is a super, super mattifying primer, and you cannot rub it into the skin. You have to pat it because it is just so mattifying that like if you rub it, it will peel up, but it is apparently like, and I've also seen the effects. It's just a really, really, it's just a really, really mattifying primer, and it works really well, and for really oily skin. And I've used it before, and back when I was much, much more oilier, and it definitely did the trick, but I used to use it on clients that had a lot more oily skin. So yeah. All right, so I'm gonna just pat this into the skin, and I don't know about 1 pump doing the whole face. I don't have the face of a 13-year-old geisha from Japan. It's just, I don't have a small lady face. Like, I have a big old man face, so, you know, there's that. And I'm just trying to use a little bit and just pat it in. So we're gonna see if maybe this time around it works a little bit better. But yeah, I definitely had issues. It was just not working out. I mean, I saw all of my foundation bunched up on the beauty blender, and so that was definitely not a look. So I also re-washed my beauty blender, and I used some like good soap, baby, so she is fresh and clean and we get that gunk out there. But yeah, so this should be it now. I've pressed this into my skin. I've used less. I'm not rubbing it around. So hopefully like that works a little bit better. And even though it doesn't say to do that on the how-to, I'm just kind of using like common sense. I don't even want to say common sense. I'm just using past experiences with primers that are super mattifying to inform my experience now. So I'm just like seeing if maybe that will help, because I really do want to like this primer, because like I really do like the silk canvas. Like this one it's gorgeous, and but it has a little bit more of that slick to it. It's not oil free like this liquid one is. So okay, so we have a lot less on, and it still looks nice. The skin looks smooth. So we're just gonna try again. Like I said, my beauty blender is clean, so let's just squirt some of that on there, and let's just see what happens, because the primer was just so tacky and sticky and just like grabbed onto that foundation. I don't want to like wait too long and let the foundation like dry into the skin or start to dry. And because this feels a lot more mattifying and it's oil free, I'm not gonna allow it the chance to just like make my skin look patchy. So far so good. There's a little bit of the bunching, or there's a little bit, you can see some flecks, like barely though. It's very, very tiny, not like the big chunks like we had before, which is a better sign. Yeah, so we're gonna just keep going. I feel like Beauty Blender is a super popular makeup tool, so I feel like if the issue was that like, oh, the sponge is just not working well with the primer because it keeps grabbing on, I feel like I would see a lot of that in the reviews. And I also feel like it wouldn't have been reviewed so highly. Like the Beauty Blender is like everybody has this in like their makeup kit. Like it's just one of those easy to use, great products, versatile, great for traveling, like yada yada yada. Like we know all of that. So I mean, I've literally taken my foundation brush, and gone into this and like painted all over this mug, honey. I've painted all over this, and I've still put on foundation over it and not had issues. So this primer is, I think, a really mattifying primer. I really do, because I also see in the comments that a lot of people were like, oh, I'm not oily, but this really kept my oil in check towards the end of the day. Like I saw people who were oily like really loved it. So, and also too, it's oil free, so I feel like you're losing some of that moisture and slick. So people who are oily are gonna like it. That's much better on the skin. It's still a little patchy here. And by the smile lines, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to do everything I can to like make this work, but we're already having issues. And I think it really is not necessarily the primer itself. Like I don't think the primer itself is bad. I think that the primer with my skin is not it. This is probably, it's just really mattifying. The forehead looks better than it did before. So I do think that I was a little bit heavy-handed at first, but it's not really like patchy like before, and I just have a little bit of patchiness here, and there's a little bit of collection in the smile lines, which is weird because it looks like it's like I have only just put on my makeup, and yet now I'm already starting to get issues where the product is fading. So I am not happy about that. I feel like it really is just not the primer for me. But we're gonna do a wear test, and I also want to do a wear test with a powder foundation, so I probably will do another wear test after today. So we'll give thoughts on the liquid, but for now though, like it's better than it was before. So let's just say that. So that's on there, and you know, what can we do? So concealer is on, she's powdered down, you know, she's all those good things. I'm gonna just take this bronzer and just brush her into the skin. So far so good. It's not grabbing or tugging, it's blending very nicely. So that's good, we like that. And the cheeks are going on nicely too. Oh shoot, man. My face just feels like it took a beating. After that, I had to wash everything off. I think this is just really has nothing to do with the primer. I think it has to do with the skincare because it's a super highly reviewed and super popular primer since it came out. Like, so I really think this is my skin and my skin just being like really dry, and it just doesn't like the fact that this is like such a mattifying primer. So I think that's the issue, but we're gonna definitely try again too tomorrow with a powder foundation just for like to be super sure, because I really like this product. I like it's the original silk canvas, so I really want to give this a shot. So anyways, other than that though, like I said, there's a couple patches and just my skin feels like dry, and I think it's fine. And so we're just gonna see now about longevity and how it wears throughout the day. Now, if my face stays pretty matte towards the end of the day and like I have this on, like, then that's like a winner. Then that's definitely like a win for people who want that longevity factor. So, but time will tell. So we'll check in later tonight and we'll see throughout the day. So other than that though, guys, we'll see what happens. So stay tuned. All right, guys, it is 7:45 in the evening and it is golden hour or sunset time. I mean, it's really beautiful out, and so it's really pretty. I just wanted to give an update on the primer wear. So I have to tell you that sucker is keeping me matte because I would have some type of oil at this time in the day. I mean, I put the makeup on around 1, 2 in the afternoon, and it's almost 8 o'clock at night. So after a couple hours of me wearing like a full beat like this, like I will get a little bit oily and like I'll look a little bit dewy. Like there is a little bit of shine here, but I didn't put any highlighter there. So there's a little bit of highlighter here and a little bit of highlighter here, but none here in the center. So that's all brand new. And there's a little bit of highlighter right here, but in here, so, and here of course too. So really this is like the only area that wasn't any highlighter, but yeah, I just wanted to show you guys. Yeah, so far so good. It's not breaking up. It's definitely keeping my mug together, and I have like a full beat. So yeah, so I honestly think that this is a really like good primer for like longevity. And like if you have like oily skin, or if you're just worried about like getting oily throughout the day, or like maybe even hot, sweaty, I think that this primer is really good for that. Like I'm not discounting the primer because like I said, I really want to give this a fair shot. But if I was getting oily around, or if I had a little bit more shine at this time of the day, I think I would do a test for tomorrow and wear the primer with powder. But because it's so matte and my face doesn't feel dry, it feels okay, but it doesn't feel like as hydrated, I guess, as I would like it to feel. And I've been drinking water and I've just been relaxing about in the house today. So I feel like honestly, like this is a primer that like I would wear like going to like a theme park, or like having a full day outside in the sun, or like just if I knew I was going to be super active, or if I like had to do my makeup in the morning and knew I wasn't going to be able to like retouch, and I had to wear it to work and then like go right out afterwards to like dinner or an event. Like this is the type of primer that like you want, like, because it's definitely not like it's not as sticky as like the Milk Hydro Grip primer, which is a really good primer because it's sticky, and so like it helps like the foundation and everything like stick to it, but it's also a hydrating primer. So this one is almost got like that pull like that primer, but it's not as hydrating. So I think if you have dry skin, or if you are just not a person who gets that type of like oily throughout the day, I think that you may not like this primer. But so far, I think for the wear and the longevity, I can see why people are raving about this, and I'm glad like I reworked it and took everything off and started over again. Because definitely less is more with this primer. 100% less is more. You don't need that much. But yeah, so far so good. It's turning out to be a really good wear test. So I just wanted to show you guys. It's like around like 8 o'clock at night, like I said, and show you during golden hour. So anyways, I will give my final thoughts on the primer later on tonight, probably at 1 o'clock in the morning, because I'll be up having a disco. Disco quarantine, honey. Come on, club COVID-19 baby. Club 19 baby. But yeah, so anyways, those are my final thoughts, and like I said, it's holding up pretty well. And so yeah, super excited to just kind of like see what we see tonight. But so far, like the longevity is really nice on this. Really nice, because like at this time already with a full beat, I'd already start to be a little bit oily. So all right guys, I'll see you later. Honey, it is 11 o'clock at night. So this face has been on for like 10 hours. And I gotta tell you, it's a little bit dewy. When I did my check-in earlier, it was barely anything except a little bit here in the center, but I had highlighter here, I had highlighter here. So literally there was no glow anywhere else on my face that had been added to other than where I put highlighter, except the center of my forehead. Like, this primer is like some industrial strength primer. So the longevity and keeping my face matte, like, wow. No separation. My expression lines, any expression lines I do have, I can tell you right now, they are not exaggerated. They look as normal as they do. And you know what else is actually really nice too? I can tell my problem areas, which are always my smile lines, my nostril, my chin. These areas always tend to separate first, but they're good. They're Gucci. Like, they're holding up. And in terms of like extra like oil and excess oil in my face, like barely anything. Like, my face would look like this towards the middle of the day. So I gotta tell you, I think this is a super duper like long lasting, mattifying, it's a smoothing primer. Like, it's all of those things. We had a little bit of trouble first wearing it and putting it on, but I gotta tell you, I think this is actually a really good primer. But overall though, like, I mean, I think my face held up pretty well, and I think it is a great primer. I just don't think it's a great primer for me. So for me, it's a personal pass. I mean, if they made like a little, like, this is like a baby little travel size. If they made like a little small like version of the liquid primer, I would be way more into it, only because, or I would purchase it because this is something I would want to wear like on days where I need like longevity, and as opposed to like something that's a little bit more dewy or hydrating for me. For me, I would rather do something like the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I get longevity, but I get a hydration. But I could see something like this being really nice during the hot months, like summer, and when you're like out at a theme park or out in nature or something like that, football game, whatever. I could see this being a little bit more heavy duty, and to me, that's a plus. But this isn't something I'm going to reach for, and I'm not going to go out of my way to get it unless, like I said, they make like a smaller version, because you're getting 1 ounce for $52, and it's like a, it's a nice size bottle, but I really don't need that much. I need like a quarter of that, maybe half of that, just for what I would use it for. But I think for you guys, if you find that like, oh, I need something that's going to control the oil and I'm going to get the smoothing, and you're not really worried about hydration, your skin is more on the dry side, then I say go for it. Like, this is definitely, like, I like it. I give it a thumbs up, but it's just not for me. Like, I could see this being of use to a lot of people. So if this is your jam, for sure, like, grab that primer. I think it's awesome. But yeah, I was gonna do a wear test tomorrow with powder, but that was what I was thinking of when it was first peeling off. But I mean, not when it was first peeling off, but when I was having issues with application, I realized now that I put too much, and the way I was like wicking it on was not helping. So I think when it comes to the battle of the primers, you know, Miss Tatcha, she is as needed. She is not my everyday. She would not be my everyday. I will stick with the silk canvas. I prefer this one more because it has a little bit more hydration and it has oil in it. So yeah, those are my final thoughts on the Tatcha primer. And for the battle of the primers, baby, I gotta tell you, out of the new primers that came out, Miss Supergoop Glow Screen is the winner. So yeah, so that's my final thoughts. But for you guys, you may be the complete opposite. You want the matte, so the Tatcha might be the business for you, and you don't want the glow, and glow needs to go, and because she's a nasty hoe, you know what I mean? Like, that's up to you, honey. But I get in front of the camera, I play with this makeup, so I can act a fool and clown around, and you can have a good old kiki time with me. So that's that. So anyways, guys, I will see you on the next video. Videos are every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, fans, and family, and be sure to talk to me on social media, TikTok, Insta, Twitter. You could just, you know, talk to me all about it, baby. So I will see you guys next week and on the next video. So stay safe and stay beautiful, and YOLO, and live your life, baby. Bye.